Sul Sul Seers, and welcome to SeeJamieSim. I'm Jamie, and today we're going to be working on Jake David's Businesses and Hobbies shell for a competition that they are doing. Going to be showing on Jake David on Twitch on Thursday, the 27th of March, 2025. So here we are, I'm building a movie theater, so we are just kind of placing down kind of things that I want and I know that I'm going to put on the outside. That was a pretty quick and dirty way to do it. I know it looks like a mess now, but it ends up looking pretty nice if I do say so myself. So I knew that I wanted to have a parking lot, and I wanted this to seem like Enamorada is gentrifying, because a lot of it's like old world looking, or not old world looking, new world looking, but a little older buildings. So I want it to seem like this is the gentrification of the neighborhood. So here I am putting in a movie theater and finding this stuff for the movie theater. I will tell you, like, you would think it would be easy, but I thought it was debug, so I looked for it forever. And then finally I just typed in movie and there it was. And I was just like, are you kidding me? So we did that. But I did want the colors to kind of blend in on the neighborhood, so I do keep them pretty bright, just to give it the like Mexico City kind of deal. And yeah, so I'm just kind of moving stuff around here. Ticketing booth on the outside that's no longer used. If you've been to the movie theaters in the last couple of years, you'll recognize that as a normal sight. So I have to say, it took me a really long time to want to go to the movies after COVID, and I'm not saying like it took me months. I mean, it took me years. I actually hadn't gone to the movies since before COVID, and then the first movie I went and saw was Wicked with my girls. They were just like, "You're gonna go to a movie theater?" I was like, "Yeah," because there's just something about like busy places that's still kind of like socially like overstimulating for me, so I don't like to go. But it was worth it. I really liked the movie, so that's not to say that this is recent. It was a while ago, but just that was the movie I chose to go and hang out with my girls at and go see something, and just do some fun things every once in a while. It's important when you have kids to do fun things with them. Give them lots of experiences out in public so they know how to behave when they're in public. I do have to say, that's one of the things that I really am happy about. I took my girls out to dinner and out into public and to stores and just inundated them with so many different experiences out in public that they were always really, really good. I think I can only remember maybe once or twice that I went to a store and just completely walked out because they didn't behave, but they were little. They were only like 18 months old or 2 years old, something like that. And 2-year-olds are notorious for wanting stuff and then throwing a fit when they don't get it. So anyway, and I used to take them to movies all the time, even when they were really, really small, like even when they were like 2, just because, it teaches them patience, and we'd stay as long as they wanted to stay. Usually it was like in the summers when the movies are like $1.50 in the suburbs of Los Angeles. So, and they were all like older movies. It wasn't like they were showing new movies. So, not too bad. And it kind of teaches them, to, how to behave. Because, we don't, you're not born and then know how to behave. You got to teach it. So anyway, I have lots of fun memories of my girls at the movies, and sometimes us being the only people at the movies, which is always the best. When you have the whole movie theater to yourself, like, that's always amazing. So I redo this this parking lot several times over because I don't normally put them in my builds. So I kind of was just like, I don't know how to do this. So there's me moving cars and moving them back. And then I'm going to move them again twice more. So please consider this twice not done. And yeah. But I did have fun putting them in there. And I do have to say, it really brings your builds up to another level when you put parking lots in. I think it gives it a little bit more realism. So here I am like, oh, well, that looks okay, but it could look better. The one thing I knew I was missing were my lines. So, and one thing I think I would do in this build, if it wasn't like all done, I would put the cars facing the other way, just because it kind of, the way I set up the front, it looks like you should be driving your car in there and then parking it. So, that's one thing I think I would change, but I didn't think about it till I was getting ready to voice over. So, if you guys do download this shell, and it's on the gallery under SeeJamieSim, it's the, what did I title it? Let's see, what did I title it? It's the Xanadu Theater, Xanadu Theater. So the Xanadu Theater, if you do want to download it, it's in there. So this is perfect for pretty much any city build that you want to do. I could see it in like San Myshuno or all the cities that are in there. Why I'm blanking right now. You know what cities. Del Sol Valley or something. Even in the parent, oh my goodness. Why am I am just blanking on all the names of everything today. But another thing that I have been doing lately is our starter home challenge. And I believe that is starting. When is that starting? It's either already started or it's starting right after this. Yes, it is starting this week. So the first upload is going to be on March 27th. And it's the Starter Home Challenge, and we're starting in Willow Creek. So that challenge is building starter homes worth 20,000 simoleons on the smallest lot in every neighborhood. So that should be pretty fun to do. So that's later on this week if you guys are interested. Right now, again, we're doing the Businesses and Hobbies Shell Challenge. So the one thing about this challenge that I found a little bit difficult was that it had to also be residential. So you had to have a resident and have a business. And since I decided to go with a movie theater, I thought, what would be funny to have in a movie theater than somebody who is just making minimum wage and is having to be here all the time, right? Which we all know, when you work minimum wage jobs, they expect you there all the time. And it would be funny if they just didn't leave. Like they found a little hidey spot in the wall and have just decided that they are going to stay there. So I kind of picture this minimum wage worker, I see it as a guy, but it could be a girl, sneaking in and out little things like a microwave or a little fridge and a chair. So it just really tickles me, like when they're closers, sneaking in all that stuff. And so that made me giggle. And that's the way I decided to take this. Isn't that they actually live here, it's that they are living here. So, and I I put the mailbox back there, and I just kind of it really just tickles me to think that this poor person is sleeping at work and hiding it. And I wanted to, as we're getting into this, I wanted to take up a little bit more in the parking lot. So I decide that we're going to build a small kids area just because, you know, when you're going to movies and you have to wait forever, they usually have an arcade, which I am also going to put that in. But, you know, they have like some places to sit while you wait. So at least in some of the movie theaters I've been to. Not all of them. A lot of them just have giant parking lots. But some of the nicer ones I've been to have had, you know, just kids play areas. You know, it really gets kids towards the movies, which is what you want. So I didn't want to put a splash pad, though I was tempted. But I was like, there's no way that they're going to have a splash pad and then bring these kids into a movie. I mean, people would, but, you know, why do you want to invite that drama? So I put a little fenced area around it, just a little bit. So there's like kind of an entry point. And yeah, so we are still just trying to get everything arranged here. And, you know, just, you know, there's the garbage cans and dumpster and a fire hydrant, you know, just trying to get everything in here as nice as possible. And now we're going to start on the inside. It took us long enough to do the outside. So we need concession stands, a movie theater. I was also wanting to put in an arcade. So I'm having to make decisions here because I had thought vaguely to myself that I wanted to put in 2 movie theaters. So one downstairs and then one upstairs. Well, I quickly realized that that's not going to work because the area upstairs was a little bit strange. So I knew that that whole thing was going to have to be a movie theater. Whereas I had planned it to be like a residential area. But, you know, needs must. And I was like, well, I can't have that be there because where am I going to put the movie theater thing? So, you know, this actually ends up changing as I keep going with it. And I was like, okay, none of these feel big enough. Where am I going to find something big enough? So I gotta make the walls a little bit taller. So the whole thing fits in it. So that was nice. And then I'm like, well, you're not going to want your entrance to be right there in front of the screen. Like that wouldn't really make any sense. So I quickly changed that. And we are just back here for, you know, just lots of advertisements for movies, as if it's way bigger than what it currently is. So I really, really like the look of the billboards on the outside. It really was awesome. So then we're going back inside, and I want it to be, you know, not like completely upscale where it has like, you know, service when they like bring you your stuff. Though I did build one of those for a Lux build that Lux Mall build that some other creators and I are working on together for the Nordhaven building up the world. So I am doing that as well, which you'll be able to find information and pictures and all of that on Instagram. So if you want to take a look at another movie theater I built, apparently I am in my movie theater era. You can definitely do that over there. It actually was more like a movie theater where they like bring you your stuff down to your chair and whatnot, and have recliners. This one was more like a regular movie theater. You know, something you go to on Saturday night, and it wouldn't be a fancy date. I definitely have not gone to those kind of movie theaters since my kids were very, very young, because one, they're expensive, and two, a lot of them serve alcohol, so you can't bring kids in. So, but I do miss it. I miss being able to have a recliner and them bring you dinner and drinks and all of that. But one day, well, I'll do that again. My girls are older now, so I don't feel so bad when I leave them. When they were really little, I had a little bit of trouble, letting them be. Because I'm always of the mind, well, I don't want to have fun without the kids. The kids would like this. The kids would like this. So here I am putting on the walls that snakeskin black stuff. So, or black wallpaper. Perfect for movie theaters, I think. And, each of those little things is just one step up, so your Sims won't have any problem, climbing those steps to the back if that's where they decide to sit. I did put in little fences there just so it just looked a little bit more normal. And I think we jump around a little bit as I'm kind of deciding against having there be a second movie theater in the build. And here is where I am building the sneaky minimum wage hero living in their work. And then here I'm just like, well, do I want to make this restrooms? I probably, because you want to walk straight into the concession stand. You don't want to walk straight into like the bathrooms. So kind of deciding, what else I'm going to do from there. And yep, here we go. Yeah, so just making a whole bunch of choices and just checking out some debug stuff and, just trying to decide on how kitschy I want to make it, which is very, I love it when I get to use these kind of textured and different wallpapers. So unfortunately, like, I don't do a lot of it. Yeah, so here's where I'm doing the apartment of our friend who lives here, and putting some overhead lights in there. The recess lighting is the best. I don't know. I know I'm super bad about using any other lights just because it just blocks your build from being seen. So, and that's the best part. And so, yeah, so I love these wallpapers where you kind of get to do whatever you want to do. And I was like, do I like that? Do I want to keep the red? So I decide to just keep the red and just doing the walls and trying to figure out, should I have it all blocked off? And I do decide to go back to having it all blocked off. And making a little bit of a walkway for the concession stand and doing that. So I decide then that we are going to, you have to have a restroom door. So just trying to fit in everything and figure it all out. And here we are starting the arcade. You know, just some video games, and I think I end up putting a jukebox in here too, which I just like the look of. I don't actually think that you would put a jukebox in a movie theater, but I just like the look. It just looked very classic to me, so I realize that I'm going to need to have a shower in this build for the person who lives here. So, so guess where it's going to be? Right next to the front door. And you always need some neon signs. And I don't think I end up keeping that, the virtual battle thing. But we try our best. We try our best. We do get the 3D game though. I know we jump around with this, but I keep trying to decide and I just couldn't do it. And now where are we going? I know that I need to do the walls for the bathroom and the walls for the concession stand, but I also need a door to get into that little apartment in the back. So we have that. I'm trying to figure out how much space we actually have to do stuff. And also I am determining that we obviously wouldn't put that where windows are because everybody would be able to see in and would instantly know what you're up to. So here's my build here. And yeah. Just putting in everything that you could possibly want while you're seeing a movie. So got the pizza oven, and we have popcorn maker, coffee pot, which, you know, whatever. The new candy machine and an ice cream machine. So everybody can have fun times. And here we have just some vending machines that people can kind of check out and get something from too. Given lots of options. So I'm kind of deciding where I'm going to put these, and that's right in front of the door, and I realize it right now, and I'm like, oh, can't do that. So we go on that side, which means I'm also going to need, you know, a place to sit down, which is important because, you know, there's like benches everywhere at the movie theater, right? So because you're always, it's a lot of hurry up and wait at kind of like the airport where they have all the benches. The movie theater is pretty much the same, I have to say. So I'm kind of mapping out in my mind where these benches are going to go. And I think I get on with that here in the next part. And put in some more lights because we need some more lights. You know, brightly lit on the outside, dimly lit on the inside. Yep, here's my thinking of where exactly, what exactly am I gonna do with all of this. Because, you know, I just want to make sure it's as close to realistic as possible. So we have our, how of our advertisements there, and we have some advertisements on the outside that go along with it. So all of our neon signs are up, and then I realize I need to change some of this because I need to set up a countertop, which means I need a way for all of them to get in here, the workers. So so I set up a door right there. Yeah, and then we need some registers. So I know we get that going here soon also. And, you know, just set up a couple of air conditioners, you know, just to kind of give it a more realistic feel. And I giggled about them trying to get a washer and dryer into that space, but I was like, no, that's probably stupid. So, but it just really, I was just trying to see like how realistic would it be. And I decided not very. So here we are with our, and I didn't like it there, so we put it next to where the vending machines are, the garbage can. And here are our registers. So yeah, if you would like to check out any of my other builds, I upload to YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday. And I stream from Wednesday from 9:30 to 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. On Friday, I stream from 9:30 to 12:30, and then again 5 to 8. Saturdays, I stream 5 to 8, and Sundays, I stream 2 to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But yeah, we're getting to the end of the build here. You know, just trying to center some stuff and fix it and, you know, just futzing pretty much. I really hope that you enjoyed this build and kind of laugh about somebody living in the walls. You can see all of their stuff currently. And they just have a foldable bed and a foldable table, and I decided to go that way. This was really hard to get a full picture of, but I hope you enjoyed this build. Thanks for watching, and if you would like, comment, or subscribe, that would be great. If you would like to see another video, go ahead and poke want to see more, and I stream on Twitch and YouTube, and I'm on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Bye-bye.